Welcome back to Grumpy Vet Garage. Today I'm doing a follow-up on a previous video I had where I changed brake pads on my A90 Supra to try to combat brake dust. During that video, I went over numerous claims that were made by Hawk Performance about their performance ceramic pads, but I really want to cover three specific claims they made in this review. I think those are the ones that are most important and really is something I can actually provide to you. Before getting started, I don't think I mentioned it in the previous video. Hawk Performance didn't support my video. They didn't provide me pads to change on my Supra. So just wanted to make sure that was clear. So with this review, I want to be able to give you a review and tell you how I feel. So the three claims they made, the first one was that the pads provided quiet operation. And anybody that has a Supra knows that the factory pad isn't exactly quiet, especially at low temperature conditions, like pulling out of your garage or pulling out of a parking lot after the car's been sitting for a while. And with these performance ceramic pads, I didn't notice any decrease in noise whatsoever. The pads were noisy, the factory ones, and the current ones are just as noisy. So I don't know what they were trying to compare it to as far as noise reduction, but there isn't any noise reduction that I can tell. The pads from Hawk did not come with the weights that the factory pads come with, and I know that those weights were there to help dampen vibration that can cause noise on a pad. So I don't know if it's the compound itself that isn't quiet, or if it's the lack of the weights providing the dampening of vibration on the pads that are allowing the pads to be noisy. Once you get up to speed and you get up to temperature with the pads, they're quiet, they don't make any noise. There's nothing to really say negative about it, but their claim that they're quiet operation, if that's the reason you're thinking of buying these pads, you're not going to be happy with the noise. It's the same as what you would get with the OE pad. So claim number two that they had was that it had increased stopping power. In the video, I mentioned it. Increased stopping power compared to what exactly? Compared to the OE pad, compared to other ceramic pads that you might be able to get. Definitely not better stopping performance than you would get with a race compound pad. So I thought it was an interesting claim, but what I was really desiring to have in changing the pad was to be able to get similar performance, maybe a little bit better, but I just didn't want a drastic drop-off or a change in the performance that I was getting. So the performance is just as good, if not better, than what you got with the OE pad. The Toyota Supra is a great performing car, and these pads did not degrade the performance of the car. They're excellent on that, but increased stopping power, I would say that would be debatable. Number three, the third thing they claim is low dust, and this was really the whole point behind changing the pad. I wasn't changing the pad because, oh, these pads are noisy, I need to get quieter pads, or I need to get better stopping performance. I wasn't going to be road racing the car. I've thought about the idea of possibly autocrossing the car, but I'm more of just a street driver. I want more spirited driving, and I thought the OE pad did that quite well. I didn't feel like I was lacking in any braking performance for the type of driving that I do with my Supra. The reason I got it is because if you have a Supra, you realize the brake dust on these after only a short period of time is ridiculous. So you wash your car and you go for, say, a trip. So here I am in South Carolina. I'm not that far away from the beach. I turn around and wash my car, and then me and my wife decide that we're going to drive to Myrtle Beach, for instance. So that's a total driving well over 3 hours. By the time I get back home, the OE pad had so much dust, it was like I didn't even wash the car recently at all. So the car would still be relatively clean, but the wheels were gross. So that's really the main reason I was trying to get a low dust pad. I wanted a good performing pad, but a low dust pad. So to determine if it was low dust, what I didn't want to do was just go take a drive to Myrtle Beach and then after 3 hours of driving tell you that, oh, this is a low dust pad and you should get it. So I installed these pads the end of February, and now it's the beginning of April, and I have not washed the car, specifically not the wheels. I have rinsed off the car. The ceramic coating I have on the car has helped quite a bit, and I do put a spray ceramic to try to keep the wheels clean, but I have not cleaned the wheels in over a month. I really wanted to see like what kind of low dust performance are we going to get. So after over a month of driving numerous long trips, let's go back to Grumpy Vet Garage, and I'll give you a tour of the car, show you around the car, and we can look and see how dirty these wheels are. Okay, so we're back at Grumpy Vet Garage. Let's go ahead and look at these wheels. I know the car looks clean in the picture, but I have not washed this thing in over a month and taken numerous drives, hours of driving. Now, if you look at the front wheel, that might look clean to you, but there is a little bit. I'm gonna touch it. There's a little bit right there, you can see, but this is nowhere even remotely like it was before. Back wheel, kind of same thing. I'll wipe it with my finger. You can see it's there. It's more dusty than it is brake dust. Sorry, the wind. It's been a really windy day. Look at that wheel. Kind of the same thing. It's just, I'm quite impressed with the performance. But again, you can see how dirty the car is. It needs to be washed, but it's way better than anything it was before. I have pictures of the previous amount of dust that I had on the car. So I'll roll that in now. But yeah, it's a night and day difference between the dust output of the OE pad and these Hawk Performance ceramics. You can see it's not a heavy buildup of brake dust like I was seeing previously with the previous OEM brakes. This is a huge upgrade in my opinion, without sacrificing performance. I think it's a good pad and something that you should think about getting for your Supra. All right, we're kind of sitting here on the open road. Let me go ahead and give it some. It's pretty good. Granted, the brakes didn't help with that performance, but again, I'm still on my journey to increase the performance of this car. Maybe getting some new tuning options for the Supra to maybe help me get towards that goal. But yeah, figured given we're out, we're driving around, let's go ahead and get a run in there. But yeah, like I was saying, I would recommend the Hawk Performance Ceramic, their PC pad for your Supra to reduce the amount of dust. With that being said, I don't want to give you any kind of delusions that this pad is somehow a racing compound, because it is not. They don't claim it. There's no evidence to support that. They don't recommend it for autocross or road racing. This is a street pad. So if you're wanting a street pad and you're wanting low dust, the Performance Ceramic from Hawk is what I would recommend. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to Grumpy Vet Garage. It really helps out the channel to grow. Also liking this video, sharing this video, leaving a comment. If you got any questions about anything in Grumpy Vet Garage, these pads, my Supra, really anything, by all means, let me know. I'd be more than happy to conversate with you via the comment section. But again, thanks for coming and seeing me in my garage. And until next time, have a good one.